Welcome to Games Too Risky to Bet on SportsbookReview.com. I'm Joe Duffy of OffshoreInsiders.com, and along with Troy West of TroyWins.com, we're going to tell you about one game that each of us thinks is a game that's a little too risky to bet, a game that maybe you should avoid. Troy West of TroyWins.com, what game do you think is too risky to bet?
Hey, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. You look at yesterday's NFL card. I mean, boy, the dogs were barking yesterday. I told you last week to lay off the Denver-Buffalo game. I thought that looked like a trap. Buffalo gets the outright win, and there were several games like that. Minnesota gets the outright win. The Bears get an outright win. I mean, it's just an incredible day. So looking into this next week, I've got two quick games for you. First one's going to be that Thursday night game, Green Bay, Chicago. You look at that one, Green Bay coming off an emotional overtime win, another one that could have been another upset. They didn't get the cover, but this one, Green Bay -7 at home against a Chicago team that, boy, is this Chicago team for real? They had Atlanta on the ropes. They really should have beaten Atlanta. They took three drop passes inside the 10-yard line to lose that game. And then they follow up and beat Pittsburgh at home. Yes, it took overtime, but boy, they really dominated Pittsburgh. And so, now you're getting 7 points with Chicago. I'm scratching my head. I'm not sure if this Chicago team's for real. I'm trying to figure out if Green Bay's for real because it took them a remarkable comeback to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, who looked like abysmal in their first few games of the season. So for me, this Thursday night game coming up, Joe, is a total pass. And then I'm going to stay in the NFL again. Looking ahead, a lot could change after this Monday night game, but you've got the Dallas Cowboys looking like they're -8 against the Rams. And boy, the Rams have looked pretty good. They're 2-1 right now. They've got Aaron Donald back. Scratching my head going, how in the heck are the Rams getting 8 points? And for those reasons, I don't think Vegas is that stupid. We'll see what the Cowboys do tonight. We'll see if they improve to 2-1. But that's a head scratcher to me, Joe, for that to be 8 points. Those are my two games that are too risky to bet this week.
Yeah, well, thank you, Troy. And one thing that's quite interesting on that Thursday night game, my database goes back to 1988, and this is going to be only the second time in history that two teams are both playing with 3 days rest, and both are coming off of an overtime game. So, yes, you can certainly say that game is too risky to bet. From my standpoint, Troy, I actually have a game that may be of interest to your area up there in the Pacific Northwest. Washington at Oregon State, where Washington is a massive 27-point favorite, although I see they dropped to 26.5 at a lot of the sports books on SBRodds.com. Now, on one hand, look, Oregon State, they're 0-4 against the spread by the nation's worst, 24.9 points per game ATS margin, or sweat barometer, some people like to call it. So they've been the biggest go-against team in the country. Meanwhile, contrary to popular belief, I know a lot of people think that conference home dogs are great plays. No, conference home underdogs of 27th or more, especially when they're playing a team that is rated 19th or better, actually 15-31 against the spread. So everything there would say to go with the big road favorite. But look, Oregon State, they're coming off a bye week. Talk about motivation. There's a lot more motivation for them to avoid getting blown out at home than there is for Washington. Washington's got no motivation to make any statements. They've already done that. They've already blown away a couple weak teams. And if they win the Pac-12 with an undefeated record, they're going to the playoffs. So there's no real style points needed. So look, Washington does have a ton of firepower, but they still have 4 guys that they lost on defense in the NFL draft last year. So teams like that, they could possibly have a clunker on the road. So, yeah, there's a reason why Washington is a huge favorite, and a lot of my computer systems say huge favorites actually cover under these circumstances. But Oregon State off of a bye, trying to avoid humiliation, that is my game to avoid. The public should avoid this week. So, yeah, Troy, I know you at TroyWins.com and me at OffshoreInsiders.com. We've got our premium play winners, and we will talk to you next week on SportsbookReviews.com. Games too risky to bet.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.